Hello, callers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with this huge update claiming that Barca have finally received multi-million offer to allow a Qatari league team to use club's name. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking about right back Joao Cancelo, as it has been reported that Barca boss Xavi Hernandez is not giving up on the pursuit of the out of favor Manchester City star. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Following Barcelona president Joan Laporta's visit to Qatar earlier this month, reports emerged that the club had been offered a chance to start a franchise in the Asian Nations top flight competition. It would have been similar to what the City Group of Football have in place, with the owners of Manchester City owning several other clubs across the globe: Mumbai City, New York City, and Melbourne City, to name a few. And now, building to that, Todd Costa is now reporting that Barcelona have received a multi-million-dollar proposal to allow a club from Qatari League to use their name. Given the difficult financial situation that Barca find themselves in heading into the summer, a chance to rake in cash would be a welcome opportunity for the La Liga champions. And given that the proposal is understood to be worth in excess of 100 million euros, it is bound to appeal to the Catalan giants. It could also help them grow their reach and fan base in the Asian market, which would potentially lead to more income in the future. Everything is in the very initial stage at this moment, and there is not much clarity on what Barcelona make of this offer and the stand they take on associating their name with another club from the Qatari League. More developments could be expected in the coming weeks. Of course, Barcelona are doing all that they can to ensure that money comes in for this summer window should be a success. So far, Barcelona have been struggling financially, and it hasn't been easy to ensure that there's a balance in the wage books. In order to sign players, Barca need to sell. Of course, many people thought that after La Liga gave that green light to the club's viability plan, it was all done. But a lot of work needs to be done. Now we are talking about a club that, despite winning La Liga, despite winning the Spanish Super Cup, despite selling or despite their captains leaving like Busquets, Alba, Piqué, they are still unable to find their feet. We are still unable to have that financial freedom to do what we want to do in the transfer market. And Laporta, I think last month he went to Qatar and he discussed with some of the top officials there in some clubs. And here we are getting the result of such meetings. And I won't blame the club because now what matters is bring in that revenue in order that the club should be successful to bring in the players that we need to bring in order to strengthen the club. And now reports saying that Barca have received a multi-million-dollar offer to sell its brand name for a club in Qatar to be using. So it shouldn't be, even though yes, it sounds a type that a club like Barca are being broke to the level that they are trying to sell their brand name, you know. But what can they do? Our hands are tied. We just need everything that we need to do to survive. Last summer, we saw Joan Laporta going a mile, going far as even activating economic levers, selling percentages of shares to other companies around the world. And what happened? We succeeded at least to buy some quality players that last summer, and it paid off as Barca won La Liga for the first time in 4 years. And Laporta is trying to do some other risk adventures, now trying to sell Barca's brand name to a Qatari side. And of course, yeah, it is going to I think from what I heard, it's $100 million, $100 million, something like that. I think that's what Barca has supposed to receive. So let's see what happens in the near future. Of course, Barca needing revenue in order to facilitate transfers, and we know that player sales are also important. But it's still very funny to me that Barca are still unable to, to sell any single player till now. And it's not even like there's a promise that this player is going to this club, and we are all aware of it. Everything is still the way they are since last season came to an end. It's all about players refusing that they don't want to leave. Ferran Torres said the other day he's not seeing himself leaving Barca now. Ansu Fati himself have insisted that he will not leave. Franquise being the player that have been the most talked about recently about when it comes to transfers. Franquise is linked to Saudi Arabia, but from what we are getting, he's the only player who is exit bound that is open to leaving the club, as he understands that playing time next season will be very limited, especially as Ilkay Gundogan have joined the ranks. Then moving on to the final story of discussion, amidst the ongoing financial instability at Barcelona, the club have prioritized the most urgent positions of the squad, with Ilkay Gundogan's arrival set to fill a void in midfield. The priorities now include a defensive midfielder and a backup striker. A left winger has also been mentioned if Ferran Torres and Ansu Fati hit the exit door. Still, their departure is looking seemingly unlikely, and the demands of the team would change if they stay or if only one ultimately departs. Now, according to AS, with Ferran and Ansu unwilling to leave, Barca board does not rule out the arrival of a right back as well, opening the doors for a new low-cost operation on the right-hand side. Xavi hopes to integrate more competition and relieve Koundé from his fullback duties. As such, he is not giving up on his pursuit of a new right back despite the delicate financial situation. And the report states that Manchester City outcast Joao Cancelo has emerged as a viable option, with the Portuguese garnering consensus from Xavi and his coaching staff. The Catalans wish to sign him on a season-long loan deal with a potential purchase clause. The operation is seemingly more feasible considering Pep Guardiola has established that Manchester City will not obstruct his former players' exits. However, it has been suggested previously that the European champions would prefer a direct sale. Apart from the alleged issues related to players' attitudes, Cancelo would fit the bill in the right-back department, offering a profile that Xavi likes. Recent reports also claim that Valladolid right-back Ivan Fresneda is another affordable option that Barca are considering. In any event, Borussia Dortmund appears to have been making strong moves for the player lately. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.